Hi, I'm Dr. Chris. I'm always looking for simple everyday reminders to help me rethink change and self-improvement. Life depends on change. We change because we need to and we must. It just doesn't always happen the way we hope. Sometimes it seems so slow and I don't think anything is happening at all. Sometimes I feel stuck, repeating my mistakes and my heartaches, and I start to think, I'm never going to change. No one else is changing. The whole world is just this revolving enigma of patterns that can't be broken. When my thoughts and feelings start tumbling down that road, I look to nature for encouragement. Nature reminds me that all life has seasons of change, and each season in my life is just as important as the other. My friends know that I love tulips. I love all kinds of flowers, but especially tulips. I've learned how to transform the dull bulbs into these colorful blooms. I love how they open in the sun with just a little bit of encouragement from the right environment. What do tulips have to do with change? Well, I'm a lot like this flower. We are all like this flower. And if you don't like being compared to a flower, just give me a minute to explain. The most frustrating part of growing a tulip is waiting the 5 to 6 months between the fall and the spring to see if what I planted is actually going to bloom into something beautiful. After I plant the bulbs out of sight beneath the ground, I have to trust in elements that I can't control. All cold winter long, I waver between belief and doubt, wondering, hoping for that which I cannot see, growth. So here's what I'm learning about change. My lesson from the tulip isn't just that we have to wait for change. My lesson is that change is already happening in ways that we just can't see. I understand now that before the flower can push through the hard ground, it is developing below the surface in undetectable, unnoticeable ways. I get now that the flower bulb is fortifying itself beneath the surface so that it can exist in a potentially harsh and challenging world. So I have to wait and wait and wait. I'm not great at waiting, but while I do, what I can do is create the best environment for this flower to exist and persist. When the tulip finally appears, every time I'm a little bit surprised. And then I return to a moment and a feeling of gratitude that I trusted in the process of change. Do you see the connection now between tulips and people in your lives? Between tulips and change in your life? When you think that change isn't happening, maybe you look at a flower or a tree and remember that its growth began out of sight too. Don't give up on yourself or the world. Don't buy into the lie that people can't change. Our promise of change and growth and self-improvement is so worth believing in. We deserve a closer look and a little bit of applause for the change and growth that's developing on the inside, so long as we are committed to cultivating that big reveal on the outside.